It also says a Libyan woman who stormed into a Tripoli hotel Saturday telling foreign reporters that she had been raped by government troops has been released. Senior international correspondent Nick Robertson joins us from Tripoli, where the spokesman made those comments just a short time ago. And I know that you've done a story on this woman who showed up at the hotel where all these foreign reporters were staying. What's happened to her? Because she was literally dragged away from you all and put into a car, and you weren't sure what was going to happen to her.
Indeed, and a lot of the journalists here, Sarah, went to government officials and said, look, we'd like to be able to see her, we'd like to be able to make sure that she is safe and well. We have a lot of questions after seeing the way she was treated in the hotel here. The government later yesterday evening came back and said that she was at the police investigation headquarters, that she was filing a legal complaint against the people that had raped her. We persisted and said, look, we would still like to see her, we'd like to interview her, hear more of her story, because she was bundled out of the hotel before journalists, or in the middle of when journalists were interviewing her. And today the spokesman now says that she has been released to her family. Journalists here still have a lot of questions. They'd still like to be able to meet with her. They would still like to be able to go and see and make sure what we're hearing from the government matches what's actually happened. There have been times when that's not been the case, when the government tells us one thing and it turns out not to be the case later. But one thing the government has been doing with this lady, Eman Al-Obeidi, they've been smearing her character on state television. And I asked the spokesman here about this, who'd been quoted on the record by other news agencies as saying she was in fact a prostitute. I asked him about that.
Yes, Nick.
Her family have described her as a law student. You have been on the record yourself describing her as...
Could we not, Nick, could we not discuss her... No, listen, Nick, could we please, this is a very... Nick, please, could we just, to respect her daughter, her family, to respect... This is a very conservative society. Could we not expose her in public, please? Could we let... I mean, what do you care about, Nick, okay? Not to embarrass me as I'm standing here on the stand. What you care about, Nick, okay? Listen, if I said something, I said what I knew, okay? I don't want to repeat anything I said. I'm not withdrawing from what I said. I'm saying is I don't want to make it even more known, even more public. This is a criminal case. This woman has a family. We need to protect her privacy, her daughter's rights when she grows up. We need to make this as a criminal case, as legal case as possible, without talking about people's histories, their files, their previous crimes, or their lifestyle. Especially we live in a very conservative society. So as a sign of respect to this woman, and hopefully, I'm quite sure, by the way, the okay from them will come, but they are calming her down now.
Now, a lot of journalists here are still trying to reach out to her family and try to reach out to her here, if she's now free and at liberty to talk to us here in Tripoli. Her family members, as far as we know, say that she doesn't have a child. The government at the moment believes she does. Obviously, many questions here to answer, but obviously a lot of people very concerned about Eman Al-Obeidy's safety and well-being still. Sarah?
Nick, let me ask you this, moving on to a different subject. What is happening in Tripoli at the moment? We